Hello everybody, my name is Kind Cruelty and welcome to another Stella Sora video. In this video for Stella Sora, we will be going over the new unit Shia, what she does, what her best build is, the teams you can use for her, just everything you need to know for Shia. So, for more content like this, leave a like and subscribe, and if you are on mobile and you see the hype button, please press on that for me. It really does help the channel. So, what does Shia do? Shia is a summoner. I call her a summoner, yes. I know she's a Vanguard, but she's a summoner. So, it's very rare to see the two actually coincide. So, we shall do the brief just so that people can understand the skill details because we're just explaining what the skill details does. So, for her skill 1, she commands the Snow Rabbit and the Night Rabbit to attack the target She commands the Snow Rabbit and the Night Rabbit to attack the target in turn to deal damage. So they take their turns. The Snow and the Night Rabbit are both her light and dark drones that she has on her sides. The one that's light here is the Snow one. The light one here. We don't see the dark one here, but he is. So for her second skill, she summons several drones to attack the target repeatedly, dealing damage. The main skill can trigger Sigil of Lux. Now, if you are wondering what Sigil of Lux is, it is basically the Lux mark. When that is there, when it's triggered by specific trackers, the status is removed and a special effect is activated so that they deal more damage, so on. So that is what the other one does. The second skill will summon more drones, like 4 of them. That's the most I've seen right now, but maybe with other ascensions it will go higher, which I doubt. But yes, that is what the other skill does. Now her third skill, she surfs with the drones dealing damage. Wait, this is her support skill when she's off the field. So she surfs with the drones, basically surfing from left to right. This support skill can also trigger Sigil of Lux. So when she's in support mode, she will also trigger Sigil of Lux. Then this one fires the laser cannon repeatedly. This does not have any range and you can manually control it. That where do you actually target. So that is the kit. It sounds good. It sounds really good on paper. So just a quick second to go over our sponsor for this video. Our sponsor for this video is BlueStacks, the BlueStacks app player. As you can see, this video was shot from BlueStacks. So BlueStacks can emulate the game for you. If you're on PC and you want to play it, you can emulate it. Instead of using the PC player, you can use this. So why you would want to do this is, for an example, we just received so much currency from the game just for logging in. So as a reroll that you can sort of want to do is that you can reroll for both Shia and Chitose using BlueStacks, and you can have multiple instances that you can do of the game. That way you can ensure that you can get the characters you want. In order to do that, you would have to use BlueStacks. So BlueStacks is really useful. The game is smooth. It plays just fine. So if you want to do that, if you actually want to do some rerolling, or if you just want to support me, please press on the link below and install BlueStacks and install basically the game on BlueStacks using the link below. That would really help me and the channel. So let us continue. So that is basically what Shia does. That is what she does. So now we shall then focus on who should you use best with her? What are her best teammates? Her best teammate overall will be Tilia. Tilia is her very best teammate. Now Tilia is a support. She's got really good support skills. She will help. She also applies the Sigil of Lux, just like she applies it on a skill, and she applies it also here. So Tilia is her best teammate. She's the only light support that I think we sort of have. There is another unit named Jingling, which I do not have. I would also advise using Jingling in her team. So the team can be her, Jingling, and Tilia. That is a good team. But if you are a Minova haver, right? If you do have Minova, then you can use Minova in the team as well. Because Minova is a versatile unit and she can slot in quite well into that team. She will slot in quite well and she has a good support skill and an ultimate. Excuse me. So she has a good support skill and an ultimate. As you can see that she can deal damage and she can basically command Ashwin clan members to attack the target even from off the field. So she does have some great damage that she can actually do off the field. So Minerva would be a good teammate to use. Now, let's say you do not have all Lux members. Let's say you're just like me. Because if you notice my things, I only have 2 Lux members. But the record or the team that I am currently using for this is this one right here. This record isn't the most powerful, but you can see that I am using her, I am using Tilia, but I'm also using Anne. Why Anne out of all the supports? Anne has very great support skills that you just have to be careful when selecting the skills. She has great support skills that do not actually buff Ventus. So when building her ascensions, just be sure to choose the skills that buff the main tracker and not Ventus damage. But she can work really well as a support in the meantime until you get either Jingling or Minerva. You know, if you don't have the third light teammate, then you can go for Anne in the meantime so that you have sort of a complete team. So that you have that complete team that you can use in the meantime. Now, I will state that what's her name? Laru can also work as a teammate. Laru can also work as a teammate. So it is not that I am discounting her. You shall use whichever ones you have, but the best ones to actually fill in the team are actually Tilia and Jingling. Those are the 2 best ones for this team. So now that we are done with her teams, we want to go to her record. Which record do you want? What type of cards do you want in the Ascension for her? So she has 2 main builds. She has 2 main builds, and those are the 2 builds that you should actually try to focus on. Try to have both of them. So I will explain which build I find best and which build I like the most. Now that is subjective because we do not have a damage bot in this game. So we cannot test the damage we are dealing to things. So we do not know which one deals the most damage. But we can already assume, because if you see her main build 1 here, they do state that it enhances the Snow Rabbit, ideal for single target damage. The Snow Rabbit deals really great single target damage, and the Night Rabbit deals those little balls that you see that explode. That enhances, it's for AoE type of content. Now, what does this actually do? So, the first card you're going to want, the most rare card, because you can only have 2 of these in your build, is Rhyme Crystal Edge. Whirling Waves summons a Snow Rabbit, which deals damage upon entering the field. So this basically attacks the target. So you want that first. That is the first thing you actually want for her. You want that one, and then you want the second one when the Snow Rabbit deals auto attack damage, it inflicts electro music status. You want that one as well. Notice that both these cards are for the Snow Rabbit. They boost the Snow Rabbit. And then you're gonna want Sub-Zero Dominion. You're gonna want Sub-Zero Dominion, which adds, while the main skill is active, increases all Snow Rabbit's Lux damage. So this is actually really focusing on the Snow Rabbit, which is the Snow Rabbit focused build. It is a single target build, so the Snow Rabbit is a single target. And then the rest should come naturally. Those are the 3 you focus on. The rest are basically common cards. The rest are common cards that are basically the same for both builds, except for this one right here, which is Glacial Dash. Increases Snow Rabbit's attack damage. If you are building for the, what's the word I'm looking for the Night Rabbit, you will look for this one right here, which is the Luna combo, which reduces the attack interval of the Night Rabbit. That is what you should focus on for the 2 builds, because you will read the card. Each card will state that this one is for the Night Rabbit. That's the one you're looking for. The other one will let you know that this one is for the Snow Rabbit, and then you select that one. The game does a good deal of, after the first card is selected, it's like they know which build you're building. So in Ascension, if your first selection, for an example, in Ascension is Astral Pierrette, which is the Night Rabbit card. The rest of the cards will the rest of the thumbs up card will push you towards building this build, which is the second one. And then if your first selection is Rhymestyle Crystal's Edge, the next cards will sort of try to finish that build. Yes, it might not always be the case. The game does recommend things that sort of do not match up sometimes, but trust me when I say that the build you want, you do not want to mix the builds. I do not think a hybrid build works the best for her. It is best to either say, in this content, I'm going to be focusing on AoE, and in this content, I'm going to be focusing on single target damage. I will not be going over her support skills because she is a Vanguard, unless I do find out that she has some sort of viability as a supporter. But right now, I have only been focusing on the main build and the two builds. So what content will she shine best in? She will shine in all the content in the game, depending on the builds you have. So if we start here in the Menace Arena, she will really shine because that is an AoE content. She will shine with the Snow Rabbit build. In the Menace Arena, you want to be using the Snow Rabbit build to sort of clear AoE content. I meant the Night Rabbit build because this is AoE content. You want to focus on the Night Rabbit build, and also in Cataclysm Survivor, you want to use that build. But for Proving Grounds, this is more of a single target scenario, so you want the Snow Rabbit's single target damage. That's what you want. The same holds for Boss Blitz because you're trying to kill bosses in a set specific time, fast, like in that time. So you're gonna be wanting the Snow Rabbit build. So for my advice, it is best to have both builds for her so that you can deal with all the type of content that we have in this game. So now I will just go over my general thoughts on her and how I've felt her. So this is basically the review page. Is she a must pull? Is she not a must pull? That type of stuff. So basically for me, right? Oh, what I didn't mention is that for her skill ups, when you reached level 7, right? You will require skill ups materials from this Radiant Feather Crown. This is what you will need. So I would advise focusing on this in the event so that you can have her skill ups ready. Also for her discs, which is something that I didn't mention. I don't have it here anymore because I've already bought it. But the 5-star discs that you get here is really useful as you can get its max copies totally for free. So my advice for you would be to get that disc. Now, her main disc will also be useful, but I am free to play here. So assuming you are free to play as well, you wouldn't have that disc. But if you are not free to play, you can go for that disc if you have the money and you don't mind spending. Remember to only spend what you can and what you can afford and not feel pressured to pull for this, especially given that we have a whole event, right? We have a whole event that gives us a disc for her and its whole copies. So that is it for the video. I do not think there is anything that I did not cover, so we shall then go to the review. For me, she feels really, really good. I will admit that I am not a big fan of the Snow Rabbit build, which is the single target build. I am not a big fan of it, but that does not mean the build is bad or anything. That does not mean the build does not deal damage. It is probably just me, because most of the content I play right now is kind of AoE. I'm trying to push Menace Arena, I'm trying to push Cataclysm, so I want AoE. So I have found that this second build right here actually really works very nicely for me. But then I want to get a good first build as well. I don't have a good first build. I'll let you know that too. I don't have a good single target damage build. But even when I'm trying them out there, I've found that I like the main build more as opposed to the second build. I like the Night Rabbit build. So in terms of movement, she's fluid. I like how she moves and all that. I like the fluid movement, but I will admit she's not everyone's cup of tea, because if you do not like a summoner, if you do not like a summoner type character where you wait for the main skills basically to do the damage rather than you dealing the damage with your auto attacks, you will find her a bit slow. You will feel like she is slow to do the stuff that she does. Whereas it's not that she's slow, it's just that the drones are the ones who are supposed to be doing things and you are not. But that is it for the video. For more content like this, leave a like and subscribe. And if you are on mobile and you see the hype button, please press on that for me. It really does help the channel. To support the channel, also press on the link down below, as BlueStacks, the BlueStacks player has proven to actually be a really great app player and it really helps. So I will be using it even in future endeavors. So that is it for the video. See you guys.